Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good? Your boy Savage, aka Sev Cisneros. You tuning in to Sev Lokes Hood Tales 2.0. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. Let's get to the politic. Big shout out to everybody showing the channel love. Appreciate the love and support. Thank you for the interaction. Mile high salute to all the riders and the real ones. Before I start this video, let me make this clear. I am no way means promoting gang life or the gang culture. I'm just telling a testimony, giving some life experiences, shining some light on the Denver Metro, etc. So with that being said, let's get to this video. So just recently, man, I think it was yesterday, I was chopping it up with one of my homies from California. He just got out here to Denver. And me and this fool, started chopping it up about sports. Well, he left Cali to get away from, a lot of the negativity that was going on in his life. When he was in Cali, he was actually gangbanging. So he belonged to a neighborhood. Cool dude, bro, So I started chopping it up and, running down my situation and my background. And, he, with all respect, he was like, that's what's up, homie. You know what I'm saying? I know, that had to be hard. He started asking me like, the keyways that are Mexicanos, Chicanos, and the Damus that are Mexicanos, Chicanos, do they get respect from the black fools and other gangs? Or do fools just, acknowledge their politicking? So let me answer this question. And I'm going to answer it first from, the point of view of Crips and being a, fool that, politic with the keyways on the yard and, basically politicking in that aspect since I was little. So off top, Crips, the organization, they don't even acknowledge each other. There's so many beasts between Crips. There's wars between Crip hoods versus another Crip hood. So off top, it becomes a territorial aspect, and a lot of the lokes from different organizations, from different hoods, don't even get along. So when it comes to a Chicano or a Mexicano banging Keyway, of course, they really gonna be looked down upon. And that's just how it goes. That's just being 100. The Damus are a little bit different, but in a sense, there's a lot of same feelings. When you get to the penitentiary, you can't run from the racial aspect at all. That's why you'll hear this fool used to be this on the streets. This fool used to bang this on the streets. But when he gets to the penitentiary and he hears there's rules and regulations, a lot of fools, their aspect, what they stood on, it gets taken out of them from the environment. You know what I'm saying? They have to follow a code. And if you're not a thoroughbred from the get-go, you will get broke. Prison will break that down. So in the penitentiary, when you hit that yard and you may be Mexicano, Chicano, and that's all you know from a little youngster, you gonna get tested right off top, because the prison rules, it's more about, riding with your race, your ethic. But when everything around you, from you being a young kid, was nothing but a gang, and that's your loyalty, and you stand firm on them convictions, you gonna be willing to die even on the compound for that. For my sake, I was always into, different things with fools on the yard because of what I wrote with my politics. Yes, I was willing to go the extra extent for it, but there was a lot of fools that don't agree with it, and I'm going to be 100% real with you. A lot of lokes, they didn't agree with it. But at the same time I kept it thoroughbred, and I was down to even fight with the homies. And I fought many of the homies, many of the keyways. Had to get it up with a lot of fools. You know what I'm saying? So years and years of building a reputation, it kind of dies out. But I'm going to tell you like this. There's still fools, even after you have a thorough and you're respected by different homies, you're still going to have fools that always are going to hate on that aspect, the racial aspect. There's always going to be a fool that just don't like you because of the racial aspect, and you're just gonna bump heads with certain foods because some people are just stuck in their ways. For the most part, I'm gonna be 100% real with you. A lot of foods are not respected on the compound when you're not a black Crip. A lot of foods don't respect Mexicano or Chicano Crip, because they're so territory, they beef with each other. So what does it look like for them to respect you? But at the same time, if that's who you are and that's what you rode with your whole life and you have every aspect and ability for that and you sweat tears and you caught penitentiary risk, you gonna stand on your tens, bro, regardless of what somebody feels and somebody thinks about it. I made it through 7 years. Like I said, I don't glorify any of it because I'm not even in the streets no more. I'm about being a faith man in church and different things. But, I went through the tundra, bro. I fought many of the homies just because I felt like they needed to respect who I was, and after a while, the respect comes, but you're always going to have fools that hate on it. You know what I'm saying? And that's from the Crip aspect. It's a little more easier to be a Mexicano Chicano blood than a Mexican, Crip and a white Crip. They tend to embrace it a little bit more. But let me say this like this with the Don moves. I've heard with my own ear, Park Hill fools will never acknowledge West Side Bloods because they look at them as off brands, and they utilize them for what, you know what I'm saying? They can. Now, there are Chicano and Mexicano bloods that are tied in real close with Park Hill, but at the same time, they will never get that quality and equal respect as the fools from Park Hill because these fools just basically, they feel like they're taking on to the culture. They're still in the culture, and that's how they feel. And like I said, it's not really every single person that, is from the hillside, but I've heard that a lot, bro. I've seen, with the Bloods, the Mexican Bloods get into it with a different car, and the Black Bloods don't even back them fools up. So what does that tell you with the actions? And that's just all the way down the middle. So the real answer to that, there's always going to be fools that are never going to respect it. But after a while, you do your diligently and you put in work and you with the activities, they have to respect it. I'm a walking example of that. So mile high salute to the homies that ever wanted to know that, and the homie from my homie Juan from the gym. Mile high salute to you, bro, for asking that. You know what it is. Let's go.